language for some time. Kumbe mama anampa onyo bana. Huyu ni nani? Who be this now?
It is normal. Mama akipata mtu kwa nyumba ya msichana yake.
Sasa alipo switch kwa Kiswahili ndio ilikuwa worse. Who told you I want blind people in my home? A blind man of all men in this city. Yaani umeshindwa kupata wanaume nani? Si ungeniambia hata nikutafutie. Blind. Kwanza huyu anakaa mzee. Najua mimi niko na kipara, kitambi ndio hiyo. Sasa you can just say huyu ni mzee. Hai. Nilimwambia mom. Okay. Now you can see one of the eyeballs is to the inside, which is the left one, more than the right one, right?
Yeah.
So meaning the growth or the boil was on the left eye, right?
Yeah.
So when it burst, normally eyes are sympathetic to each other. That's how ophthalmologists say.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm opticians, wote hawa watu wa macho. So when this one is affected, pole inaathiri hii. And that's how they went off.
But sasa ku have a very drastic change like that at 5 years, you said 5 years.
Right.
It wasn't easy to cope with, especially when you're in school. So what are these challenges and ulipitia, especially as a young boy, kutoka kuona to not kuona?
Good question. Well, I would say that I really appreciate.
Ile uliambiwa na mom because obviously mom was there.
Right.
Na alikuwa na wewe each time. So obviously it was painful kama mtoto kuna venye ungereact in a certain way.
Yeah.
Hakukwambia?
She told me that I used to walk bending my head like this because the left eye now would produce some tears all the time and all that.
Okay.
And I would touch my eyes all the time trying to rub them, meaning it was painful.
Okay.
Then over time.
Welcome and welcome back to Tumbili TV. I'm your host Oriana and thank you very much for joining us. Before tuendelee, I'd like to remind you to please like, subscribe and comment down below. So our guest today is somebody very unique mwenye hatujaipatana na yeye before. Personally hata mimi sikuwa nimemjua before leo but nimemwona leo and it's a pleasure. So anaitwa Blind Billionaire. Hivyo ndo unajulikana kwa mtandao.
Kabisa.
Pale kwa mtandao ya.
Yes.
But what's your real name though?
Real name is Gaya Mandela.
Gaya Mandela.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us, by the way.
Thank you so much.
So how did you get the name Blind Billionaire?
Blind Billionaire. It's a long story, but I'll make it short. In maybe 1 minute. The name Blind Billionaire came from a time when one time someone sent me money accidentally. I've never said this online, so for the first time because you asked it. Someone sent me 4.5 million shillings accidentally. And then people are like, and I was in campus in KU. Wale comrades tulikuwa nao mnakumbuka hiyo story. So then people are like, hey, chukua hiyo do kule bana. Kama ubuy gari or you do what, you know, 4.5. So I quickly went to the bank to confirm whether it's real ama ni hao tu scammers. Nikajifanya tu mtu alikuwa anitumie do na nataka confirm kazi imekam. So this lady is like, oh, what's your account number? Yeah, you have money, you know. 4,500,000 and taka zangu hapo zilikuwa. So I'm like, aish, okay. The next day I went to another bank, another branch, hiyo tu ya KCB. And then I told them, well, I got some money, but it's not mine. So how do I get to track this person who sent me the money? Ndio nimrudishie.
Ulikuwa willing kurudisha?
Yes. So nikapambana, akatafutwa, nikaongea naye kwa simu. Na alishtuka by the way, alikuwa ria. Akashika simu, ati unaitwa Mandele? Wanawara kama anataka kurudisha hiyo pesa, basi mimi naweza hata bogea Yesu sasa.
Okay.
So I gave him back the money and we became friends from then. And people are calling me millionaire around that time. Nilikuwa na hizo do. Hey, millionaire. Sasa yuko na 4.5 imetulia, you know. Then now later on I said, hii jina millionaire, sinaweza itumia kufanya kitu serious, you know. So then I remembered that there is this narrative of blind people being beggars all the time, the narrative from the Bible. And throughout our lives, when you meet blind people in town, you think they are begging, you know? Because I want to turn around that narrative from the blind beggar to the blind billionaire.
Okay.
So I be the blind billionaire, giving back to the society instead of receiving, like people always think we should just receive.
Okay.
Yes.
So, ulifanya the unique thing na ukataka kurudisha. Why did you not keep the money though?
Well, first of all, I'm a Christian.
Okay.
I'm born again, not afraid of saying. So it's just noble and good to give back money that is not yours.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unique because most Kenyans out there, kupata pesa kama hiyo ni kukula, kulipa madeni. Kuna mtu hadi angenunua gari, you know, ungemwona pale tu na gari, but you uniquely you returned the money, which is a very kind of you. So the next question is, were you born blind or it's something that happened katikati and caused it?
Nilizaliwa nikiona, nikimulika mbaya sana.
Okay.
I was seeing clearly. And but at birth, there was a growth that was discovered by doctors.
Okay.
And so they said they wouldn't remove it just right away. I should wait for 5 years for an operation to be carried out. So when we went back to hospital 5 years later, the doctors tell my mom that, oh, it's late, the veins are already so mature, we can't operate on him. So you just have to wait for him to turn blind completely. And they had no choice, and at around 5-6 years old, the growth burst by itself, and the eyesight started disappearing slowly by slowly. Yeah, so it was on one eye. I could show you. Macho yenyewe sijui kama niliosha sana. Najua kitu hautumii hata. Now you can see, one of the eyeballs is to the inside, which is the left one, more than the right one, right?
Yeah.
So meaning the growth or the boil was on the left eye, right?
Yeah.
So when it burst, normally eyes are sympathetic to each other. That's how ophthalmologists say.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm opticians, wote hawa watu wa macho. So when this one is affected, pole pole inaathiri hii. And that's how they went off.
But sasa ku have a very drastic change like that at 5 years, you said 5 years.
Right.
It wasn't easy to cope with, especially when you're in school. So what are these challenges and ulipitia, especially as a young boy, kutoka kuona to not kuona?
Good question. Well, I would say that I really appreciate the family that God gave me. My dad, my mom, and relatives. They were good people. Because how they received the message is what helped me. You know, when a family receives a message about disability negatively, then your life is completely messed up.
Okay.
Because they'll lock you up at home. They'll believe that maybe you don't have any potential. Wewe utaekwa tu kwa kona, unapewa radio usikie, you're given food the whole day. But that didn't happen in my case. There was that, I had a dad who was informed, I would say. May his soul rest in peace. But now, it didn't affect me that much. First, I hadn't gone to school yet, like every child who goes to school maybe at 3 or 4, because I had a medical issue that was to be dealt with. That growth, ilikuwa hapo, hata kama nilikuwa naona, but they said they wouldn't take me to school until it's removed, you know. So when I turned completely blind, is when my dad started looking for schools that would accommodate blind people. So I reported to school at 7 years old.
The first time?
The first time.
Okay.
Yes.
So, okay, bado, being blind as a kid is not also easy, especially when you're alone and mom and dad are not there.
Right.
So, ulikuwa unasaidiwa na nani when they are not around?
Wonderful question. Well, my dad believed in an enabling environment, because when the environment is unfriendly, that's when you become disabled. Disability is not in the eyes or the legs or the physical, it's in the environment. If my environment has barriers, then I'm going to be disabled. So what he did, he allowed me to play freely with children, walk around. I grew around the lakeside. So ile tunaenda, tunaruka ndani ya lake, we are swimming. Some parents wako zile za, ai, hasa huyu mtoto blind mbona anaachwa akuje kwa lake, you know? But I would do that very comfortably, swimming, running around, beating each other with other children. Munasumbuana tu. So I grew up believing that all children are blind like me. Or rather, I didn't even know that I'm different from them. That's what I'm trying to say. So when I noted that kuna wale wanaona, then my dad told me, usijali, when you grow up you will see, you know? Well, that was good to tell me as a child, because now I can see. With technology I can see. With my environment I can see. I can create a network that enables me to see. Yes.
Okay. And that transition, your transition from seeing and not seeing, you said something burst. Yeah. Was it painful?
Well, as a child, I can't remember. You know, children, kuna vitu watoto wakipitia, they don't really recall so much in their adult lives. If it happened maybe when I was 15, 20 years old, that would be memorable. But as a child, I'm told of stories. You know, stories like this happened, this happened. I don't even remember seeing myself a sighted child. The me that I know for all my life has been blind, you know? So I can't really say the experience was bad.
Kuna ile yenye uliambiwa na mom, because obviously mom was there.
Right.
Na alikuwa na wewe each time. So obviously if it was painful, kama mtoto kuna venye ungereact in a certain way.
Yeah.
Hakukwambia?
She told me that I used to walk bending my head like this, because the left eye now would produce some tears all the time and all that. And I would touch my eyes all the time trying to rub them, meaning it was painful. Then over time now it disappeared and I was normal after maybe clinics and treatments, painkillers and all that, because now the blindness was irreversible. Yes.
Na sasa, because our fans and you yourself call yourself a blind billionaire, so wanted to call like curious, what's your source of income?
Good question. First of all, before I mention my sources of income, because you have to have sources for you to be a billionaire. So really, like I told you the story about how I started calling myself the blind billionaire, meaning, nichome nisichome, should I ban or not ban? But in real sense, you know, it's good to be realistic with each other, and I love the truth. I'm not really a billionaire, but I believe that that's what I want to be, you know? So the name came up just because I felt weird when society looks at us as beggars, as poor people, as sick people, people who need donation and help. So I said, no, we got to give back to the society as well. We are not just receivers, you know? So that's when I started calling myself the blind billionaire. And everywhere I go, people believe that I have money. They're like, oh, billionaire, toa form, nini, you know? But in real sense, well, I'm trying, but you hapo kwa B, hey, kwa B tutafute kina Wanjigi.
Badala ya B tutumie ile ya M, billionaire.
Wacha ibaki pale pale. Jina ni hiyo, lakini kwa ground mambo ni tofauti.
Okay.
Yeah.
So umemention
sasa William asinitafute tuanze kulipa tax.
Atakuongezea tax bwana.
So my sources of income, sorry for cutting you short, because that question had I was trying to respond in two parts. First of all, I'm trying to venture into content creation, which I believe will pay eventually. Though TikTok has tried at some point, nikiingia pale na charazwa na magifts namna ile. Hapo naweza pata kitu ya kukula pale hapa na pale. But I haven't gone live for a long time now. And so I'm trying that. But away from that, I'm a writer, an author. I write articles, I proofread documents. I could write big things. I'm an author generally. I'm also a language interpreter. I speak a few international languages.
Like which one?
Like French, which is français, I speak Spanish, and English is also international, Swahili. Yeah, so I do interpret languages in different occasions when I'm needed. I'm also in the green space, and, environmental conservation, planting trees, cleaning up rivers, and landscaping, just doing a lot of things, and also a business person. Wale watu lakini mimi si broker, nauza tu vitu tofauti. Nikiona hii kitu inaweza nipea biz, I get involved and at least get some money from it. And professionally, hizo ni my side hustles. But professionally, I also went to school. I went to school through primary, high school, university, normal syllabus, contrary to what people think that we have easier syllabuses for the blind. No, tulienda tu KU pale, tukafunzwa na the same lecturers. So I did some courses, zingine nilidrop, lakini mi upenda kuzimention. Nilianza na special needs education, ili nikuwe mwalimu. But I dropped it because many blind people are teachers and lawyers, so I didn't want to go that way. And then I got into project management, which I did complete. So I'm a project manager. I also did international relations and French. So I'm also a diplomat. Umekaa kando ya ambassador mtarajiwa.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's basically the things I do to survive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've also mentioned that you give back to the community.
Right.
How?
Good. I give back to the community in different ways. One, directly by impacting lives of the people I see around me who I think I could help in my small ways. Kwa mfano, if I see someone anahitaji advice, financial advice, business, anataka kuanza biashara, moving into this city, anataka kuanza life. Because I didn't start here where I am. Nilikuwa naishi kwa nyumba ndogo, single room, na na survive too. Sleeping on the floor, going hungry for days. Those are stories everyone says. But I've also gone through them. I'm not exceptional. So it's good to give advice when people see you somewhere, which is different from where you are a few years back. You could help, tell people why, how did you get there, So I do that. And also sometimes I go volunteer in children homes by advice, giving counseling sessions, mentorship programs to young men and women about their lives, sexual whatever, everything. So I'm into that, giving back to the society. I've wanted to go to the streets, to handle street children, because at some point I've lived on the streets for 2 weeks.
Okay.
So this is how you experience. Yes.
So umesema that is how you give back to the society, right?
Right.
But why haven't you targeted people who are going through what you're going through, like the blind people too? There's some people who, yes, they're blind, but umesema vizuri, most of them are begging, right? Why haven't you reach out kuwasaidia how? Because you have something in common with them.
Okay, I beg to correct you. I said that people believe that most of them are begging, but that's not the reality. We have many blind people who are teachers, who are lawyers, who are judges, who are doctors, who are in different professions. Even in parliament, we have a blind senator, Crystal Asige, if you know her. Blind people doing things, musicians, everything. But now we have also blind people who are begging, just like people who can see who are also begging, right? There are those who can see who are begging. So they are not different from those blind people who are begging. But it's good to look into situations like those who are blind, who are begging. How can we help them, Or not even just begging. Kuna wale pia wako na merits, wamemaliza shule, campus, na hawana jobs, wamekaa tu nyumbani. They're trying to knock doors, apply for jobs, and people can't hire them simply because they're blind. Companies are like, sasa huyu atakaa aje hapa, anajua kutumia computer kweli, or this and that, So we are trying to, the best thing I can do, which I'm doing even in my channel, and even right now as we speak to you, as I speak to you, this is a creation of awareness to make sure that people know that blind people are just people. Being blind doesn't make them any different. They can do everything except nothing. So yeah, and then ultimately, I'm rushing into answering because I don't want to use up a lot of your time. But ultimately, I've thought about coming up with a social empowerment center for the blind, where I would establish a facility that enrolls blind people who have skills, talents, and who are qualified in various fields, you know, to in one place, and then when they are needed, I network them maybe with jobs, attachments, programs, gigs, kama ni za band wenye wanajua kuimba, industries za kushona, kuna wale wanajua kushona, masseuse, you know, companies za kufanya massage, nini, spas, you know. So that will happen. I just trust that I go get money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the next question is, personally, and all najua siko peke yangu, most of us, we are very curious, like how you go through your day-to-day activities.
Right.
For example, I don't know if you cook.
Yes, I do.
So how do you do it? Because it kuna venye tuko curious, vitu kama kucook, kama kuclean, unaifanyaje kama hauoni?
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
How can I respond to that? Well, cooking, I have all the things that are required in my kitchen to cook. A cooker, sufurias, kila kitu tu. And cooking, actually, is one of the daily living skills that a blind person must have, unless they are not brought up in such an environment where such skills are instilled in them, right?
Yeah.
So when we are growing up, we had teachers that went out of their ways, and we really appreciate, because they were not trained to come teach us how to cook. They were trained to come and teach us mathematics, English, Swahili, and everything. But because they saw that these people, when they go out in the world, it's not a special world. They have to be independent, right?
Yeah.
So they went out of their ways and gave us those independent living skills, such like cooking, mopping, washing clothes, kuokota mauchafu. Huko ukienda shule ya watu blind, siku moja anafanya wapeleke watoto anaokota, mwalimu anampea pano, enda sweep hiyo nini from one north, for example, you know.
But how, like, sasa mimi kama mimi personally niko curious. Sasa ukipika, unajua je imeiva? Like, how will you know hii nini imeiva without actually
well,
ama when you're doing the chapati thing, utajua je chapati it is circle, it is not.
So unaguza. Si kuguza hii circle before it's hot, right? Si una roll kwanza. Si ndio? Using the roller.
Yeah.
So shape ni kuunda kabla ikuwe moto, right?
Yeah.
Ikishakuwa moto, ikishakuwa na shape njema sasa, ni kulift tu na kufanya nini? Kuwekelea pale. So alafu ikiiva, huwa ina whistle. Sijui unajua nyinyi mnaona hamwezi jua. You look at it, right? Kuna next time jaribu usikie. Ukipika chapo, ikiiva utasikia
na whistle. Si hapo ndo disosele inaungua.
Ukisikia tu imeanza kuwhistle kidogo hivi, ujue ishakuwa rangi njema na harufu pia itakutwanga hapo.
Okay. Na basi ukiwa hapo, like, accidents don't happen saa zingine kama ile maybe umeweka mafuta maybe pabaya, ama maybe umeweka like tule to accidents, umejikata, maybe ni wakati and things.
It's normal. Just like you in the kitchen, you must cause accidents. You encountered such things, right? So just like you, I also go through such, but not like every time, and not because I'm blind. Just because I'm in the kitchen like you are.
Okay.
Right.
Sawa.
Yes.
Also, another question is, kila siku, should there be someone helping you kwa hizo activities zako daily, or you can handle it by your own?
Not at all. I need nobody unless they want to come to be my wife. Just a funny one though.
Okay.
But not at all, because when I wake up, I know how to groom myself, take a shower. But mtu ambaye niuliza, sasa nikikuwekea sabuni hapa utaoga? I'm like, wait, is that even a question? But yeah, I know how to just do everything. Pick the clothes that I need. Najua hii nguo ya green nikivaa inaingiana na hii jeans, you know.
Kwanza unajua je color?
I have to know my clothes, which colors they are. So that's the next thing I'll respond to. But yeah, I do literally everything alone, independently. Go shopping, come back, go to town, go to meetings.
Okay.
Do everything literally independently. And I love it that way.
Okay. So tujibie hiyo yenye umetuambia, how venye unasema ati utajua nguo ni hivi na hivi, hautakala crush.
Siwezi kala crush. First of all, when I buy clothes, the first thing I ask, how does it look like? What's the color? The second thing is, what's written on it? Or what does it have? Does it have any printing? Is it plain? You know? Then even the trousers and everything, nauliza inakaaje, you know? Then now I master them. All my clothes, nikiguza hivi, najua hii ni ile ya green, ni ile ya blue, hii ni ile ya sijui what, you know? So when I touch them.
Memory nzuri hivyo?
Yes.
You touch it, unajua hivyo?
The texture.
So right now you've summarized like umemaster all your clothes?
Yes, all of them. Alafu pia, away from that, kama kuna yenye sijui, kwa mfano ni zinataka kufanana, the power of technology. My phone can literally tell me which color is, you know, on surfaces, on clothes and everything. So I can literally point my phone, kuna kitu tu na activate, then see app actually. It's on every iPhone. Najua watu wanasemanga ati, oh, you have a special phone for the blind. No, it's a normal iPhone. And even Samsung phones, all Android, all smartphones, be it Android or iOS, they are friendly to be used by blind people. So kama kwa iPhone saa hii wameweka by default, kuna kitu nikiguza inaanza kuniambia vitu ziko around and the colors and everything. You get?
Ndo nauliza, is it an app ama ni nini?
Kwa iPhone, it's not an app. It comes by default. It's like a feature called detection mode. Yeah, it's called detection mode. So when you're using the screen reader on the iPhone, that shortcut is there. There's a way you just tap the screen and it tells you. Like now I could demonstrate in 1 minute. Nikuambie kitu. Acha nivae hizi earphones ndio nisi-interfere na watu. So, detection mode, I tell you, ni kitu hatari sana. So, okay. So what it does, acha niwashe colors. Kuna wenye una activate, what do you want to see? If you want to see people.
Now, I want you to tell me the color of my top.
Oh, the color of your top. That's easier. Hata hiyo hakuna haja niwashe detection mode. Hiyo naenda tu kwa kitu inaitwa camera. Ni moto sana hiyo kitu. Why is it not talking now? Simu nataka kuniangusha saa yenye nataka kufanya mambo. Mambo moto hapa. Okay. There we are. So what I do.
Unafaa kwenda kwa kamera.
Just a minute.
Kamera iko hapo.
Acha nipambane tu hadi niipate.
Okay.
But okay. So the phone, I can even use it when the screen is not on. No.
You just do hivyo when you're on
hivyo sasa. So I'm on camera now. So I'll simply do this. Na nitakutwanga picha moja moto. Shida ni you're not facing. Oh yeah.
How did you know?
You are not facing the camera. No. Yeah, there you are. So, wacha nikuonyeshe umevaa nini sasa. So after I take a photo, I have now an app. When you ulikuwa unasema app, kuna app sasa ya kudescribe. Inakusema kabisa, inakuchambua hadi matumbo.
Imekwambia nini? Okay, imekwambia nini?
Inasema msichana mrembo ameketi kando yako. No, I'm just being funny. Okay. But in real sense, just a minute, let me see what it says. Kuna sign nachukua muda. Because of time, it takes a lot of time, which is crazy. Yeah, there you go. Oh. Haya, mimi nilipiga ukuta ba. Okay.
Sasa imekwambia
inasema tu hii kiti na inasema nimekuona.
Okay.
Nimekuona. Sasa nimepiga kitu kubwa because nimepiga hadi wall na hiyo ni nimehangiwa hapo, and the wooden floor and the grey seat. And then you now with your dark umevaa socks, ndio?
Ati socks.
Just a minute.
No.
Si socks. Kama ni wewe unaonekana.
I think you scan mwenye kwa.
Just a minute. Ngoja. Kuna mtu anaonekana hapa. Hai, basi wewe mwanadanganya. Lakini si rahisi kwa sababu inasema ati mtu amevaa dark pants.
It is not me.
It's somebody else.
Mtu mwingine.
Sawa, lakini ana exist, ndio?
Yes.
Umaanisha nilipoint pabaya.
Yeah. So that's like, even though sometimes it helps you kwa maybe clothes and kujua venye mtu nini anaka or something.
Kabisa.
Okay.
So naweza ingia mahali. Niambie mtu, nataka nikuone. Hii kitu nitaka kuchoma aje leo. Shida haijaku. Nafikiri nachoma time ya interview, but we will try it out.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so,
apart from that, can you, these days tuliona hadi people who don't have hands.
Right.
Wanna drive or something. Obviously.
So you want to know if I can drive?
You can try it.
Yes, I can. Ask Tumbili, he will tell you.
Wait, how?
Ask Tumbili. I drove him, and I'm really humbled that he trusted me to drive him, because many people would not.
How?
Well, I'm always curious. I want to know how to do things, so driving pia, nimekuwa nikitamani kufanya, because blind people, we can do a lot of things except driving independently. Because huwezi hata ambia demu yako atikaa hapo kando na kuja kupik na gari. It has to be tunakuja because you have a driver.
Yeah.
Tunakam kukupik. Now you can't even be two. Kama demu yako ajui kudrive, sahau.
Okay.
So I was curious. I'm like, I gotta know this thing. Wanafanyaje, Kagundua kumbe hizi automatic hata ni mchezo tu. Ni kuguza tu mafuta na brake na kucontrol gari. Shozi saa.
But sasa, apart from you, sasa unaisema ati ni kuguza. What about where you're going, like?
Now that's the challenge. That's why I told you I know how to drive, but I can't drive here in Kenya, for example, where people don't observe rules sana. Sijawachomea sana. Pia mimi ni Mkenya. So where we don't observe, wacha niseme we. Wakenya wanaweza nivamia pale TikTok. So in our country where sometimes we forget because we are so smart, to drive carefully. Hapo siwezi. But I know how to drive. Ukiniweka kwa a free road, uniambie sasa kanyaga. It's your road. Siku moja wafunge tu expressways waseme ni yangu.
Okay.
Ipeleka, yeah.
Sasa hizo ni zile za pale. Sasa tunaingia pale personal kiasi.
Personal, here we come.
Tunaingia pale personal.
Yes.
What's your age?
My age?
Yeah.
I'm not afraid. Wacha niseme.
Uko Gen Z, uko millennial, uko wapi?
Mimi ni Gen Z mnono. Lakini mimi si Gen Z, we. I'm a millennial. You know, millennials are the best, like, sharpest, smartest, bravest people right now in this country.
Wow.
Because tumeona vitu nyingi sana.
Wow.
Yeah, we were there when Moi was president. We were there when Kibaki was president. We were there when Kenyatta Uhuru was president. William. And we have been there throughout Baba's manenos.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we've been here for a while. So that tells you. I just turned 30 years in April, 2nd of April.
Okay. So
Yes, this month. I'm 30 now.
Okay.
Yes.
And how about your relationship status?
My relationship status.
Yes.
This is my left hand. No ring, eh?
Wow. Oh, wow.
Lakini, hakuna pete. Lakini, unajua ukiwa hii town, you have to plan and know, like have a future. Ujue, I need to get married. Time is moving. So you've got to identify someone that you want to get married to. So kama wanaume wengine kwenye Kanairo hii, hata mimi najaribu kuangalia kwamba ni nani ambaye nitabatia yeye nafasi ya kuwa blind billionaire's wife.
Okay.
So yeah, soon mtaona manenos.
Okay.
Yes.
This is another interesting question.
Yes.
Your dating life inakaa kuwa very interested because like because haumuoni, how do you know that unataka huyu? Like how?
Thank you. Good question. Well, being blind is one of the best things that have ever happened in my life.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Blindness is a gift from God. Because when you're blind, you can now see the world from a different perspective. You can see people differently from how everyone else sees them. You don't look at how people dress up. You don't look at their hair, kama ni wanono, warefu, what, you know. The first thing that hits you is their personalities.
Oh, okay.
That's the first thing, and that's their souls, right? The inner you know, there is the Oriana that people can see, and then there's the Oriana that's in you, that you cannot change it, right?
Yeah.
But the Oriana that we can see, you can go for plastic surgery and change it.
Yeah.
You can do some bleaching, namnaile, and change it. You can do some tattoos. You can put some dreadlocks. You can do whatever you want on the physical body, right?
Yeah.
And some people will judge you based on how the physical looks like, more than the inner person, right?
Yeah.
So blind people will look at people inwardly first, coming out. Hiyo ya nje pia ni muhimu, si ati si muhimu.
Ni muhimu.
Hiyo ya nje pia ina maana, but now the inward first is so important. And then now nikishajua huyu mtu, amenibamba, personality yake ni poa, she's kind, she's friendly, she's all that, you know. But now anakaaje sasa? Huyu mtu nikitembea naye, watu wanaweza sema, huyu alimpenda tu sababu anakaa hivyo, you know. Plus ni blind, sasa amuoni, you know.
Yeah.
Now blind, go do your research. You'll realize that every blind person who is married has a pretty, beautiful wife.
Okay.
Every.
Okay.
Yes. Hakuna mtu blind mwenye ameoa mtu anakaa redio.
Anakaa redio. Wow. Just
Yes.
wow.
So we know how to choose. And now for you to know beauty now, there's a way beautiful women behave. Okay?
What?
There's a way beautiful women carry out themselves. Msichana mrembo, kuna vile ako tu. Wacha niwape mfano na Oriana.
Jamani.
You want me to say that? Yeah.
Sema.
So how people behave when you look at Oriana ni mtu ako maisha yake iko, ukimmeet for the first time, being a blind person, I know how to see that. She's just simple, easy, you know, she talks to people, hana maringo, you know. Lakini hao warembo ambao urembo sijui wamenunua ama wameimport, oi, hai, Hawana.
So, okay, character ndo unasema pia
Character.
Mambo ya urembo.
Beauty matches your character. Yes, how you carry out yourself will tell me, huyu dem ameweza. Because ako free na kila mtu. In a way, si ati free ile pia ile mbaya. Yani ana hizo maringo za two bob, you know. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
That's now beauty. Then, so now you want to know the physical. Huyu mtu kama labda we ni mtu unapenda wasichana laptop, MacBook, portable. Ama unapenda desktop.
Okay.
So depending, how will you know that this is a laptop or this is a desktop? Namna ile.
Okay. Sasa hapo unahitaji physical touch ama?
Mtu kama wewe, mtu blind, if you want to know kama hii ni laptop ama desktop, just shake my hand. Nikisha kusalimia hivi, I already know.
Wait.
Hiyo ni number 1. Nikisha kusalimia, nimejua. Sio ni day 1 tumesalimiana. Second date nitakuomba hug.
Okay.
Nikisha kutwanga hug. Sasa hiyo nimejua kila kitu. Now I know.
Wait. When ukihug, do you wait? Ukihug
you can know literally nikikuhug na upotelee ndani yangu. That means wewe ni laptop.
Okay.
Na nikikuhug na tutoshane ama unishinde. Wewe ni gari kubwa, gazi.
Okay.
Wewe ni TXL. Si ndio?
So
na urefu pia. Depending on where your voice is coming from while you're talking. Nitajua huyu mtu ni mrefu ananiangalia kipara. Akiongea huko juu. Akiongea chini najua bas namna hiyo. So it's easy to know.
Okay. So, unataka kuona very interesting dating stories. Unaweza katuambia at least kamoja. A very unique scenario. Ama kitu really happened, something funny or you did in your dating time.
Something funny.
Ama kitu unexpected.
Unataka ya kuchekesha ama ya kukuhuzunisha?
Kuna zote.
Ziko zote.
Okay, tuanze na ya kuchekesha kwanza.
Ya kuchekesha. I'm with this lady at a restaurant, Java. And tunakunywa kahawa pale. Ati nikupeleke Java. Tunywe kahawa, si ndio? Tukiwa tumekaa pale, she's eating her pizza. Unajua yeye si wa kahawa. Anakula barbecue beef pizza pale. Na mimi nabugia kahawa kama mwanaume sababu labda nilikuwa tuna 1500, so nikaamua ninunue kahawa yangu ya 250 na yeye ni mcharaze na pizza. Yale sijui ni 1200 ama ni 11 hizo siku. So ujue mwanaume ni kujitolea namna hiyo. Sasa yeye anajibamba hapo alafu akaamua acha nijaribu hii mtu kama anaonanga kweli. Kaanza kukunywa kahawa yangu akirudisha. Kunywa akirudisha pole pole.
Wow, okay.
Na mimi pia naenda naichukua na ikunywa. Nikiweka chini pia yeye anachukua. Yeah.
Kwanza alikuwa anataka kuona kama unaona, but you knew though.
So in the middle nikamuuliza, "Do you like my coffee?"
Okay. Wow.
And she's like, "Haki you."
Si alikuwa shocked or something.
Alicheka akaniambia unanionanga wewe.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, those are the good ones.
Yeah.
Tuambie moja hiyo yenye umesema ya.
Hiyo nitasema mbio mbio.
Okay.
Watu wacheke na msilie. So I'm with this lady. Zote zinaanza hivyo.
Now ladies ni wengi bwana.
This lady could be the same one. Sinasema tu with this lady. Yes, so tuko naye pale, msichana mrembo kweli. Nimeenda kumtembelea. Mwanaume ni bidii, unajiondoa pale, unaenda kutembelea mrembo. Si ati kila saa endi akuje. So mimi huyo hadi maeneo yake kaingia. Nilikuwa nimekram hadi penye anaishi na panda hadi stairs, hadi kwa mlango. That's how much love can take you. But after all, love is blind and so am I.
What? What?
Yes, love is blind and so am I.
Okay.
So, nikawasili pale, tumekaakaa. Siku ya kwanza nimelala vyema. Kijana anatritiwa kama baba nyumba na hata haezi afford mahari saa hizo. Kesho yake tumekaakaa hivi, tumechill, hata sijatoka kwa bed, niko na kinyasa yangu hapo. Na unajua ni bed sira. Ama ni studio apartment.
Siku hizi zinaitwa studio.
Actually ni studio apartment. Bed sita ni term ya Wakenya tu. Iko kwa dictionary kweli? Sidhani. Napenda English, sijawahi iona kwa dictionary. Bed sitter. So I'm there, nimetulia kidogo. Kwang. Mlango wa bishwa pale. For a minute nikasema mashallah. Nasikianga hawa watu wanaongea in tongues. Raba kalamu na rula.
Okay.
Nilishtuka ba. So kungoja, mlango ukafunguliwa. Mrembo akaingiza kichwa ndani akaniambia we have a guest. Mimi pia nikajiondoa pale kitandani. Kwa sababu guest we uoni, umeambiwa we have a guest. Labda ni mwenye nyumba mwingine. Labda ni nani, you know, you never know. So simi nikatokea nikakaa pale kwa kiti kwa sababu hakuna sitting room. Bed sitter ni penye unakaa, ukianguka unagonga sufuria. Chaja inakutega, unaangukia sufuria. Unaanguka kwa loop. So kumbe it was the mom. Mama yake kaingia pale. Wakaanza kuongea lugha yao international ambayo sikuwa naelewa. Hakuwa anaongea lugha ambayo mimi naongea local. So they spoke in their language for some time. Kumbe mama anampa onyo bana. Huyu ni nani? Who be this now?
It is normal. Mama akipata mtu kwa nyumba ya msichana yake.
Sasa aliposwitch kwa Kiswahili ndio ilikuwa worse. Who told you I want blind people in my home? A blind man of all men in this city. Yaani umeshindwa kupata wanaume nani? Si ungeniambia hata nikutafutie. Blind. Kwanza huyu anakaa mzee. Najua mimi niko na kipara, kitambi ndio hiyo. Sasa you can just say huyu ni mzee. Nilimwambia mama, because nilikuwa nataka nipoeshe hiyo situation. Nikamwambia mama, hata mimi ni rafiki ya msichana wako tu, we are just friends. Kwa nimekuja kumtembelea kidogo. Angalau ujue kuna kwaje. Ati na wewe msichana, no, you are not my friend, you are my boyfriend.
Obviously. Wanaitana friend.
Msichana akakataa bwana. So me, mom, this is the man I'm marrying. Pende usipende. Nasikia maneno. And the mom is uko juu. Jaribu muoe utajua mimi nani. Jaribu akuoe. Utajua sisi ni nani kwetu. So then the mom left. And msichana yule akaniambia niteremke tu stairs pole pole sababu anajua mama yake ni nani and what she can do next. Nikashuka. Hivyo ndio mama yake alimwacha na alikuwa amekuja kumtembelea. Nikashuka stairs, nikaita nduthi, nikabotelea mbali. And that was the last time we spent time under one roof.
What happened? I mean, the girl wanted you, so...
With time, aliniambia, you know, family comes first. Sasa, I have to choose family. Kamwambia, yenyewe, umefikiria vizuri.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was it, man.
That was a very interesting part.
Yes.
Okay. And maybe kwa sasa also the viewers want to know, are you soul searching ama wewe unatulia tu?
Viewers waache kunitafuta sana. Munanitafuta maneno sana.
Sio, nataka ujue kama kuna viewer hapa anafaa kwa future wife.
Mambo hiyo ni ya personal, lakini wakini inbox, unajua mimi napenda kuwa inboxed. Wanitafute, nitafutwe nijihisi kama keki mbili. Yes, ndio nijue, okay, kumbe pia mimi naweza hapa mtaa.
Okay, this is a very weird question. Sijui kama ni weird ama sijui niseme aje. You describe the type of woman that is your type. Type
yes.
yako sasa.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Size yangu, type yangu. Type na size ni tofauti.
I mean, kind of, yeah.
So type, I just need a woman. A woman that knows she's a woman, not a girl. Okay? A woman ni mtu ambaye anajua anafaa kuwa na familia, anafaa kuolewa. Hakuna mambo ya ati sijui namna hii namna ile. Mara anataka aende dunda kila siku. Kama dance. Siku hizi haitwi dunda, sisi millennials kuna masheng nyingi tumesikia. Siku hizi I think there's a new name. So kwenda kujibamba kila siku, no. We do things moderately in this life, but akue mtu ambaye ako tayari kuwa bibi ya mtu ambaye ni billionaire. Na pia ningependa mtu ako na big heart, someone, to be married by a blind person, it's a calling. It's not just being married by anyone, right?
Yeah.
You have to be ready to be there, right?
Yeah.
Hata nimeteseka sana. I've really suffered. So sitaki kuishi maisha. When I get married, actually, sitaki kukaa hiyo maisha ya kuwa peke yangu sana, by the way. Need a wife who is there, ready to kababa me.
Unataka kuitwa kababa. Anataka kuitwa kababa. Sandy, kuja mtane hapa kababa.
Hiyo sasa.
Yeah, so that was a very interesting interview, honestly. Tumecheka, umetuambia some things, zingine tuko like, nini. So unaweza ambia our viewers maybe penye unaweza kufikia, like your socials, contacts, kitu kama hiyo. Maybe kuna mtu anataka ku reach out or something.
Reach out to the blind billionaire himself anywhere on social medias, Facebook, X, wapi tena, TikTok, YouTube. Blind Billionaire Kenya is the name everywhere. Blind Billionaire Kenya.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Right.
And that was the Blind Billionaire. Ametuambia very many interesting things. Maisha yake, how it is. Ungetupea ka description ke fulani, but I think we'll maybe save it for later.
Right.
Of how maybe you do your day-to-day things. Because hata kama umetuambia kuna venye we are curious, nataka kujionea kwa macho. Mtu anapika aje, mtu ana clean aje, we wanna see na haoni, we wanna know.
Right.
So yeah, maybe on another time, maybe next time. But thank you very much for joining us. So that was the Blind Billionaire. Now msisahau comment pale, like, maybe comment if you wanna reach out to the guy ama what you think about how his life is, venye anapitianga mambo, how he solves his problems and all that, and it will really be appreciated. So remember to like, subscribe, na comment pale. I was your host Oriana. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time.
Adios.